Hey everybody, come on in. Coming at you live on YouTube and Instagram. And we are going to go over the last episode of Star. And don't judge me. I know I'm a little late. I know I'm a little late and I'm a little behind with the show. But just for y'all, I made sure this weekend to binge watch the last few episodes that I actually missed with Star. I didn't realize I was behind. I thought I was, up to date, feeling good. I done all my shows and everything, and then I was like, doggone it, I still haven't done the review of Star yet. So anyway, I binge watched the last. What's this? Episode 7 was the last one. So I binge watched 5, 6, and 7. And I'm telling you, we got a lot to discuss. So you guys, please come on in and click the like button. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. Hopefully, if you are watching this right now, then you are a subscriber of mine. So just make sure you share the link. Share it on your social media sites, your Twitter, your Facebook, Instagram. Share my link, Excuse me. But yes, we're going to be going over Star. We're on season 3, and this is episode 7. And I'm not, even though I was behind a couple of episodes, I'm not going to review all the episodes. I just took little bits and pieces from the last few episodes, and then I included it with the very last episode. So, but anyway, we know that this show has a lot of characters. It has a lot of storylines. So I tried to jam it all in the best way that I could. This is like the one of the harder shows for me to review because there's so many storylines, and I'll be trying to again, try to jam it up as good as I can. So it won't be like a 3 hour a 3 hour review. But anyway, let me make sure I got it shared on. I always tell y'all to share it, but I got to make sure I got it shared on all my sites, and I think I do. You guys keep in mind that we do have a Facebook group called Tanya's Primetime TV /media reviews, and I will put the link in here on the chat so you can go ahead and click on that link and it will take you to our Facebook group. Let me put that in right now. Okay, that's over there. And then also I do, most of you guys know I'm a personal custom cake decorator. So I'm going to also put my Facebook custom cake decorating page in there as well. Hey y'all on YouTube. I'm just doing a live review on the episode of Star. Thanks for tuning in to my Tanya's Primetime TV /media reviews review channel. Thank you. I'm going live on Facebook. I'm going live on Instagram, and I'm going live on YouTube. So let's get this show rolling because I know a lot of y'all, if y'all just like me, y'all anxious for the episode of Housewives of Atlanta to come on, and it starts at 7 o'clock. So let's try to get through this review really quick. Now, episode 7, that's what we're mainly focusing on. And the show started off with Xander and Cassie coming from breakfast, his treat, and a guy named Kenneth Anderson, who he said he was representing the Atlanta Chamber of Commerce. He walks up to him and he's like, I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to see your wife. This is going to be a wonderful event. I can't wait to see y'all at the gala tomorrow, because Xander, unbeknownst to Cassie, he's been honored for all the businesses that he has opened up all across Atlanta. But Cassie was upset. So after Kenneth walked away, she's like, what you mean? You getting honored for something? You didn't tell me about it? You didn't let me know? Keep in mind, Cassie and Xander been together since they were literally 15 years old. I'll be trying to guesstimate how old they are now, and I can put Cassie approximately around, I want to say 30, 33, something like that. They never really said how old she is, but I'm just thinking that's about the approximate age. But anyway, So she's upset, and then on top of that, she didn't know that things were still carrying on with his wife. He had told her that they were separated and that they weren't together anymore. But come to find out, he's still with his wife. So she jumps in her car and, tries to speed off and everything. But before he gets to go, he tosses a box in her lap through the window of her car. She opens the box up, and it's an engagement ring. And I don't know if she was happy or if she was just shocked, because they've literally been kicking it since they were 15 years old in high school. And so she's just looking there and she's gasping and she's just staring at the ring like she didn't know what to say. But anywho, he's still taking his wife to the gala. So I don't know why he tossed her the engagement ring when he's still hanging out with his wife. But anywho, I don't know how y'all feel, but as far as Jackson and Star, I'm sorry, but I am not yet convinced that Jackson is the father of Star's baby. How do y'all feel about that? Because she was kicking it with him, and she was also kicking it with Noah, around the same time frame. So I'm not convinced that that's his baby. But anywho, they going around, acting as baby mama and baby daddy. And that's about it. Because Star does not want a relationship with Jackson. But, they're out getting groceries and everything. And there's a lady in front of her at the register. And the lady is with her daughter. And you saw how the lady had a few items on the counter. On the conveyor belt at the counter, and her little girl was up there like, Mommy, can I get this? Can I get that? But the lady had told her the total, and she was like, I'm sorry, baby, I can't get this right now. Star, she reaches in her purse and pulls out some money, and she was like, I'll take care of it, I'll pay it. And what I liked about that scene right there was they could have made that child be a brat and, throw a temper tantrum, curse her mom out, kicking and screaming, knocking stuff off the counters, dropping down to the floor, just having a full out temper tantrum. Because don't act like y'all ain't never seen it happen. I done seen it plenty of times, and I just be wanting to grab them kids and just be like, what is wrong with you? Shoot, get your butt up. Do what your mama say. But anyway, in that instance, basically the child, she was acting grateful and appreciative, and she was like, that's okay, Mommy, that's okay, I don't care if you can't buy it, and I would have paid for the items too, just like Star, and I've done it before, like many times, been behind someone or, in front of someone and about to walk off, and you hear them say, oh, that's okay, just put that back, and I'm like, I ain't gonna lie and say I done bought like hundreds of dollars of groceries for somebody besides like my mama. I done bought groceries for her many times before, when she was alive. But I used to take her shopping all the time just on GP, just because that was my mom. But as far as like this little girl, when Star had got out of the counter, because what she did after she gave the money to pay for, the few items that the little girl wanted, she jumped out the line and just stormed off and left her stuff on the conveyor belt. And Jackson didn't quite understand, what's the problem? Why are you upset? Why are we running off? Why are we leaving our groceries after you just paid for this lady's groceries? And at that moment, that's when Jackson started to understand why Star has not made him her official boyfriend. Right now, they just basically, we had sex. It was on the fly. It happened. I got knocked up. You my baby daddy. And that's just about, the end of their relationship. But she's telling him, you know what? I've been in that situation. I've been hungry. I've been, starving. I have went without. I was that child, at that age, always, it's okay, Mommy, if we don't have it. They didn't have much. They, in the season 1 and season 2, that's when they showed more clips and more scenes of, when they were growing up and how they were poor and they didn't have a lot of stuff. So she's telling Jackson, you know what, that I don't want to be like that person. I don't want to be, that's the whole reason why I won't move in with you. Because of that, I don't want to be dependent on anybody. But one thing that I didn't really understand, as far as that particular scene, was how she was saying, that's the reason why I'm not moving in with you. That's the reason why we are not official, because, I don't want to be, relying on you, depending on you. But I don't know why she believes that moving in with your father, I mean, not for your father, but moving in with your baby's father would automatically make you, needing them or needing to lean on them. She has a job. They are stars. They make music. She can make her own money. So I don't really understand like that. She just automatically assumed that she'd be dependent on him. But anyway, as far as like the paternity of her child, like I said, I'm not for sure who the father of her child is, because she was messing with both of them at the same time, like literally almost at the same time. So I don't know. I kind of was thinking like maybe she don't want to settle down and make him her main guy right now, because she's probably unsure about the paternity of the child. Or do y'all think that she really just, don't think that he might stay around, or thinks that he might leave her, because you know how they grew up, bouncing around, foster cares and all that kind of stuff. So, but anywho, I'm just waiting to see who that baby daddy is. Wait till that baby come out. But he was like getting really tired of her rejections. You saw that throughout this show, and then he actually ended up telling her, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of trying to be with you. So this is what I'm gonna do. I will take care of the baby. I will make sure the baby has everything the baby needs. I will be there at appointments. All this, that, and the third. But as far as me and you, we done. I'm out. Deuces. And he left. But then you saw later in the show where she kind of came to her senses. She realized that she's punishing this guy for, things that happened in the past with her and her horrible relationships. So, she caved. She invited him over. She put on some music. And you know what happened next. But basically, she realized that, you know what, if this man is trying to be with me, if he's trying to take care of this child, then I'm going to give him a chance. So that's what she did, and we'll see how that goes. But what's up with Alex? Y'all saw that scene when she was, when Derek came in, and she went off on him because she was upset because she saw the picture on social media of him and that girl Maria, and they was all up close to each other, looking all chummy and everything, looking like a couple. And you could tell she was whispering, or I think he was whispering in her ear. So she approached him about that, and he, hey, I can't talk about it right now, but it's not what it looks like. I'm not dating her. I'm not messing with her. But he can't tell her what's going on. So she's automatically assumed, like any other female, that this is his other woman, that he's cheating on her. And when he walked out the door, because he just can't explain to her what's going on, she dropped down to the floor, and she started like gasping and wheezing and clenching her chest. And it looked to me like that was not the first time that has happened. Like, did you see her? Like, it seemed like she was practicing, like, okay, now some people who have panic attacks on a normal basis or more often than others, they tend to know, like, how to calm themselves down, or try to. They might count. They might talk to themselves. They might, focus on, something positive. And that's what it looked like she was doing. It looked like she was counting down, like, 10, 9, 8. I mean, I don't know if you could tell by her lips. I can't read lips or anything, but I could tell she was counting. So anyway, she was doing, she was practicing measures to calm herself down. So I don't know if that's something that, that was a challenge of hers or something when she was growing up or not. Because unless I'm missing something, this is the first time that I've seen her had a panic attack, in the last 3 seasons. But anywho, I hope they get more, give more background information on that later in the show. But as far as Noah and Maurice, do y'all feel like Maurice really, really wants to get back with his ex, Megan? Or do y'all feel like he's just sweating Noah because he's jealous of Noah and doesn't want Megan moving on? Now, me personally, what I think is, it's a little bit messy to be dating your boss's ex per se. You know, he's basically, his manager. Maurice, is his manager. And he's dating his ex-wife. So I think that's a little bit messy. But I think petty is most definitely worse. And that's what Maurice is doing. You can just tell by his demeanor and, by that sneer on his face, when he was telling him basically it's all about business. And Noah kept saying, you just doing this because of her, or you just coming at me like that because of her. But he was like, it's all about business. It's all about these coins. But you could tell from his demeanor and that sneer on his face that he's like, dude, if you don't leave her alone, it's about to be a war all up and through here. So Noah needs to fall back, or he needs to be ready to go battle for his woman. But anywho, regardless how Maurice feels though about Megan and what Megan and Noah has going on, he still, like I said, is all about them coins. So what he did was he met up with Star, Simone, Miss Bruce, because Miss Bruce has been kind of taking over some of the business areas, for Carlotta since she's on vacation. Not really vacation, but it's kind of a retreat in Jamaica for people who having like mental issues or breakdowns or need to, something like that. A counseling retreat, therapy retreat, something like that. So Miss Bruce has been running things, and so is him, Star, Simone, and Alex. And Maurice informs them that he didn't hire Chloe. Now, I don't know if y'all all remember who Chloe is. Her real name is Drea Michelle. She's also one of Chris Brown's ex-girlfriends. And if you used to watch Basketball Wives, like way back, like seasons 1 through 3, something like that. I think she was on seasons 1 through 3. She was one of the Basketball Wives on that reality show. So she's a reality star, she's an actress, and she's the ex of Chris Brown. But anyway, he hired her to be his new social media guru because she has over 3 million followers. And did y'all hear Miss Bruce call her a social slut? Because he was upset because he's like, we don't need her, to help us get our information out here. And I can do that. I can go on Twitter and stuff. And she was like, but do you have 3 million followers? I don't think so. So he was like, social media slut. I was like, the shade. I love me some Miss Bruce. But anyway, I would have never thought of that name, for a social guru. I mean, I would have never thought of that name. But you know what? There are some people on YouTube that are really messy and they act really, really extra thirsty on these YouTube streets. So I think that might fit a few people on YouTube as well. But anyway, Chloe, she's there to help them, up their publicity for the Rhythm and Bells Fest, which is coming up soon. But Maurice is mainly focusing on the publicity for Noah, even though that's not something that Carlotta had desired. She actually created that fest, and she pushed that fest, and got it approved by Mateo. You saw how hard that was. The investors approved it and everything. They're willing to back it and everything. But while Carlotta is out at the retreat in Jamaica, Maurice is doing some things behind the scene because he's only looking out for his artists. But why does it seem like Chloe knew Alex's father, better than she should have? She was like, Alex, it's been a long time since we've met. And it was actually a few years ago, from her dad's, a Christmas party? And she's like, how is your father? And when is he going to start working on some new music? Because I'm one of his biggest fans. I was like, I bet you is. I bet you are a fan of his, but probably not for his music. But then, the crazy relationship that Cassie and Xander has, again, they've been seeing each other since they were 15 years old. He's all of married. All of married. He got a whole wife at home and still been kicking it with her since they was 15 years old. But I cannot tell if they actually really love each other or if they actually really hate each other. It's like they have a love-hate relationship, but just can't get enough of each other and just can't stay away from each other. And doesn't it seem to y'all like they are kind of like the perfect drug for each other? That's what I get from that. They both are grimy. They both willing to do everything and anything under the sun to get them coins. And she called herself threatening to not stay hidden, because basically that's what he's been doing for her, doing with her. You know, the wife is the one out there that he's being seen with it in public, and he takes to galas and events and everything, and he sees her on the side. She's his side chick. That's basically what she is. And she's tired of that. And then on top of that, he gave her a ring. Like, you give me an engagement ring and then tell me I still can't come to the gala. So anyway, she's telling him, you know what? I'm not going to stay hidden. You're not going to keep hiding me under the dark, you know, and I'm going to that gala. So you need to tell your wife she better stay home. And he's not taking her seriously. He's like, okay, you is not coming to the gala. You is not coming to the gala. But then he gives her an excuse. He's like, you know what? I done heard that Club Karma is too hot right now. So I cannot be seen with you. We cannot be seen in public because she hasn't found the leak yet. He's blaming on her that she hasn't found a leak yet because there is a snitch. There is a leak in the room. But anywho, remember when he first got her to club and she told him specifically, I do not want to run any money through my club. I am trying to become legit. I am trying to be all the way legal, because all she's done, you know, from the majority of her life is illegal, you know, selling drugs. You know, she has like her crew. They murdering people. I mean, just anything, you name it. That's what they do. Robbing people. So she wanted to be legit, but he wouldn't listen. He's like, you know what? When when he first gave her that club, I had said in one of my reviews, I said, oh, she thinks that he's just going to take that. Basically, this club is going to come with a price. She wanted this club so bad because she wanted to compete with her sister Carlotta. Then he gave her the club. He tells her on one condition, you have to money launder money through this club. She told him no. She didn't want to do it. He's doing it anyway. So he called her a sloppy bitch. She was like, no, you did call me a bitch. Really? I mean, it's not her fault that they have a snitch. And so then, you know what? He gripped her up by her neck, you know, really, really hard, and he started choking her and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to choke the snot out of her. But then I think she liked it, because he said, marry me. How you going to be choking somebody just done called him a bitch, and then you asked him to marry her? And she was like, yes. I was like, I can't. It's still taking me back, you know, looking at Brandy in this light. I would have never pictured her in a role like this. But at first, when I first started watching the show a couple of seasons ago, I was like, why they make her like a villain or something like that? That's not Brandy. But then, you know, I started to like her character over the years. But anywho, Derek, he's obviously been working, you know, with the undercover cop Maria, you know, ever since his Grams got raped and attacked, you know, at her home. And you know, it was by one of those thugs, one of the crew members of the Bankhead crew, some of the people that be working at the club. So anywho, she's telling him that he needs to get closer inside so that he can get some more detail on them, because they're about to scrap that case. They're about to throw it out. They're about to close it up. But he's like, no. What we gonna do? The killer is still out there. He knows who killed his Grams. But, you know, they trying to get more dirt on them because they know that they're doing some dirt out of that club. And so he was like, you know what? I got this. So what he does, he goes to Cassie's job, you know, to the club, and basically asks her for a job. She wasn't really trying to hire him. She's like, there's really nothing. We don't need you. We don't have anything open. And so, thanks to Mike, he was standing right there there, thanks to Mike, he was like, you know what? We could use a little more help. So why don't you go hire the little brother? You know, we could use him to move around some boxes and stuff like that. At that time, I really didn't understand that there was a message inside of that when he's talking about he can help us move around some boxes. But anyway, Brandy was like, well, Brandy, why I call her Brandy? Cassie was like, okay, all right, I'll hire him, but just remember, she made sure to tell him, just remember, whatever happens at Karma stays at Karma. Everything that happens here stays here. Don't you try to do anything slick. But anywho, because at that time, they still don't know that he's basically the weak link. He's the leak out of all the people at the club. But who was that chick talking to Noah? Y'all saw when Noah had went outside and this chick like ran into him and bumped him really hard. And then she turned around. She was like, hey, Noah. And he's up there. Who are you? Oh, you don't remember me? Oh, you don't remember me? You don't remember when we hooked up last year? Or I can't remember what time frame it was. But she was like, you gave me the clap. He told that girl, I don't know you. I don't know you. Who the heck are you? I ain't never touched your body parts, girl. And then she showed him a picture of him and her together. And he's looking at the picture like, are you kidding me? Now, I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but that photo did look photoshopped. It looked too photoshopped. And he knew it. But he was like, oh my God. She tells him, I want $20,000. I'm going to put this all over social media and make it go viral. So $20,000 and you got a certain time frame. Otherwise, I'm putting it out on social media. So anyway, he's like, I get tested every 3 months. He would know he has the clap. That's what he's telling Maurice and Megan. You know, Maurice's ex-wife, which is actually right now Maurice's, they not boyfriend and girlfriend, but they kicking it. And he was like, but I get tested every 3 months. And I'm like, who the heck gets tested every 3 months? I mean, you have to be some kind of freaky son of a gun to get tested every 3 months to go to your clinic that often. But anywho, I'm with his lawyer, Megan. She was like, no, don't pay her. We is not paying her 1 red cent because if you pay now, you're going to always be paying. And I think we need to call her on her bluff. Now, Maurice, he was having his little jealous moment. And he was like, are you basically giving him advice as his girlfriend? Or are you giving him advice as his lawyer? Because Maurice was thinking, no. We need to pay her. We need to get this. We got this event coming up, Rhythm and Blues. We trying to get good publicity out here so that we can garner up a lot of, people to come to this event and, want to buy your albums and support you and everything. And then we got this chick out here saying you done gave her chlamydia. So, anywho, finally, after going back and forth, she was like, nope, we is not paying her. So he decided, I'm going to listen to my lawyer's advice. So we'll see how that goes. But then, Cassie, she must have really, really been tripping to think that she was actually going to be hanging on Xander's arms at the gala. I believe, actually, he used Cotton as an excuse to not bring her to the gala. Now, Cotton had went to the cops, but it had nothing to do with Karma. But he seems on, guaranteeing that Cotton is not going to be the person that brings him down. So he tells Cassie she better get her niece in check because we already know how grimy he is. And if he thinks that she is the weak link and thinks that he is snitching on their company, then that might be a wrap for Cotton. But anyway, then we see Lil Miss Clap. That's what I call her, Lil Miss Clap. She done really showed her hand. She actually went to the media with the pics and of her and Noah, and she started an online STD viral media scandal. But why do I get the feeling that Maurice, I don't know why, we'll probably find out next episode, but I get the feeling that Maurice is actually the one behind this. And I'm wondering, is he doing all this, to his own artist just because he wants him to leave his ex alone? We shall see, but that's what I think. That's what I think. So remember, I said this. But then back to Derek. Mike done had him meet him in what appears to be. It looks like they were in like a supply closet or some sort, and they had some dude tied up, sitting in the chair, and his name was Jamal. And Mike was like, you know what? He lied to Derek. He was like, Derek, this dude over here been skimming off the top. I need you to take care of him. He hands him a gun. Now, at that time, Derek has a flashback of his grandma being raped. Now, he was not there when his grandma got raped. And y'all also have to remember, when his grandma got raped, remember, Derek forgot to lock the window. That's how the dude got in the house, to rape and attack and beat his grandma. So, he has been feeling guilty ever since then. Remember, Derek was supposed to actually move out of town. He was supposed to move out and move away. But then that next morning, when he was supposed to move away, he didn't, because he found out his grandma had got attacked. So anyway, when he gave him that gun, and Jamal, that's the one that raped her. The one that was sitting in the chair. So he grabbed the gun, and he was about to pistol whip him over his head, until Mike stepped in real quick and grabbed his arm. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? That's when we found out that Mike was lying. He was like, dude, no, don't hit him. Don't hit him. He's one of us. Basically, he was testing him. He said, I just wanted to test your loyalty, and I just wanted to see if you get down, if we needed you to get down. And Derek was like, oh, okay. But he was looking at him like he wanted to pistol whip the snot out of that boy. But anyway, Mike stopped him, thank God. But while they up there thinking Derek, is on their side, little do they know, he ain't. He's just waiting for the minute. Just waiting for the right minute for he can, get his, actually get justice for his grandma. But anywho, you know what? When Cassie was sweating cotton over snitching, after Xander had accused Cotton of snitting. After Xander had accused Cotton of snitching, Cassie, she stormed up in the house, and she was like, what? You mean to tell me you snitching? You running your mouth? And Cotton was like, what the heck is you talking about? You know I'm not no snitch. I actually think that, I keep wanting to call Cassie Brandy, because that's Brandy. But anyway, I think Cassie actually threatened Cotton, Cotton, her niece, because she really, truly loves her niece. And definitely more than she loves her own sister Carlotta, which is Cotton's mother. And she knows what Xander will do to Cotton if he keeps thinking she's the leak. So I kind of think she went hard on her and cussing her out and running up on her, like she gonna do something, because she wants to make sure she puts fear in Cotton and let her know, you don't want to do that, niece. You don't want to do that, niece. But anyway, I think Cotton got the message. And then you know what else? When you don't call your significant other before you at their job, you just might find their lips attached to an undercover cop. Alex, you should have called first. That's all I gotta say. She should have called first. She didn't call her boyfriend Derek tonguing down Maria when they were actually doing this to throw off Mike, and the Bankhead crew. Because they're trying to perpetrate like they are a couple, since Maria is a cop, Alex is the snitch, the inside man, so they're trying to pretend like they are a couple. But seriously, I think he should have told her, what's really going on. He wants to. You can see it. He wants to, but he keeps pulling back and telling her, I can't talk about it. But I don't think he trusts her with his secret. I think that's what it is. So I think, being the fact that he don't trust her, he's not telling her anything, that's basically what led her to leave. She couldn't take it anymore. She's having panic attacks. I think she actually had 2 panic attacks this season. So finally, she was like, I can't do it. You can't tell me who she is. You can't tell me what's going on. You say it's not what it looks like. I'm out. I can't do this anymore. But then, after speaking with Noah and Megan again, Maurice, he decided, you know what, you guys are right. We don't need to pay this girl. We don't know who she is. If he say he didn't have sex with her and he gets tested, he gets tested 3 times. Well, every 3 months. But anyway, they was like, you know what we need to do is prove that these photos are fake. And they actually did. They actually proved that they were photoshopped. And after that, of course, who do they call? Chloe. They call Chloe the social media slut. That's what Miss Bruce called her. That ain't what I called her. That's what Miss Bruce said. But anyway, she made it go viral. And again, I still think, y'all let me know what y'all think, but I still think Maurice has something to do with it. But that's just me. But since, the media guru was in the building, take three, which is Star, Simone, and Alex, they decided to take advantage of the situation and they fake an argument with each other so that they can go viral, because this whole time while Carlotta is, on her little retreat in Jamaica, Maurice has been trying to get his artist, Alex, more publicity. He's trying to put him on the big stage at the event. At the Rhythm Bells, when the ladies were actually supposed to be on the big stage and Maurice was supposed to be on one of the little stages. But since Carlotta is not there, Maurice is going to do what he needs to do, because he needs to make sure Mateo is happy. So he's doing what he has to do. So anyway, they go in there, they pretending like they having an argument. But why did Simone drag Noah into it? Like, y'all supposed to focus on y'all. Y'all the ones arguing. Y'all pretending to be arguing. And then she says, you know what, Star? You always pushing everybody away from you. You know what? And Noah, you know what it's like. She was like, you know what I'm talking about. She's always pushing people away from you. And then you get knocked up by a stranger. I was like, oh my God. Okay, they supposed to be arguing, but Simone, is she like throwing jabs at her? Is she trying to throw shade on her when they supposed to be really just pretending to be arguing? She started bringing up all her dirt. You don't know who you pregnant by? I was like dead. I was done. I was like, wow. And Star was just sitting there like, I can't believe she's saying this. And we are live. We are literally live, because the social media guru, she's up there recording everything. She's recording everything. But then, after she said you got knocked up by a total stranger, who I still believe is not the father, y'all need to let me know. Hey, Shanae, how you doing? Do you watch Star? I'm up here just doing a review of Star, and I still do not believe that Star's baby is by Alex. Oh, you can't hear me? Oh my God. Hold on. Hold on. Oh Lord, can you hear me now? 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 You know what? Don't laugh. I'm up here on Instagram, and I'm up here on Instagram, and I'm also up here on YouTube. And I must have had the volume turned down on YouTube. So guess what? I'm almost all the way through my little review. So guess what? I'm going to have to upload my video from Instagram to my YouTube. But anyway, I'm going to finish, because I have people on YouTube watching. So I'm going to finish my little review, and then you guys just going to have to watch it later when I upload it to YouTube. But anyway, then, to make it look more real, when they was pretending to be arguing, Alex snatched Chloe's phone out of her hand and she smashes it down to the floor. But I was wondering, if they were serious, about this being their very last album? Like, where would a show go from there if this is their last album? What do y'all think? Will the show survive, or do you think they'll do a Destiny's Child on us and separate? But anyway, we finally get back to the scene in the beginning when Karma was being raided, and Cassie, she managed to get out before, the FBI and everything found her. And she also managed to get rid of all the cash and all the paperwork. And she's telling Xander, see, you called me a sloppy bitch, but I'm not a sloppy bitch. I made sure I got everything out of there so you wouldn't get busted. But I don't know why it didn't cross my mind before, but I should have known that he was doing more than what he was, more than just money laundering out of that club, especially with all them bankhead crew members, staying up in that club all the time. But when they showed Cassie walking in the precinct to turn herself in, what exactly do you think she turned herself in for? Money laundering? First degree murder? First degree assault? Second degree murder? It's just too many to name. And don't forget, she used to slang dope too. Don't forget. And now, I had mentioned earlier that I had thought that Maurice probably had something to do with the girl in the clap scam. But then, when Noah had a gun put on him when he was walking with his girl Megan, I'm not so sure anymore, because the dude was like, you should have just gave her the money. He was talking about the clap girl. Then he knocks him on the ground, hits him in the back of his head with the gun. Then he turns the gun on Maria. And then they stopped the show. I was like, what the heck, for real? Are y'all serious? And then how the heck did Mike find out that Maria was not Maria, but yeah, it was Megan. He put the gun on Megan. But Maria, the cop, how did Mike find out that Maria was a cop? Did I miss something? When she was leaning against the building by what looks like an alleyway, she was trying to call Derek, and he snatched her around her neck and he said, I know who you is. I know you a cop. And that's when it ends. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm glad that he didn't tell Alex, what was really going on. Because when you think about it, he probably was just trying to protect her. But, how it goes. You can't tell what you don't know. You can't tell what you don't know. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode